Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the second ever Arrow Video 4K release of Pitch Black. Pitch Black is a 2000 American science fiction action horror film co-written and directed by David Twohy. The film stars Vin Diesel, Rhoda Mitchell, Cole Hauser, and Keith David. And in it, dangerous criminal Richard B. Riddick, played by Vin Diesel, is being transported to prison in a spacecraft. When the spaceship is damaged by comet debris and makes an emergency crash landing on an empty desert planet, Riddick escapes. However, when predatory alien creatures begin attacking the survivors, Riddick joins forces with the surviving crew and other passengers to develop a plan to escape the planet. So unlike a lot of the 4K releases I pick up, which are usually upgrade copies of stuff or new releases, this is a movie from back in 1999, and I had never seen it before. I'm not a huge fan of Vin Diesel, so I was going into this movie blind, and it was an interesting experience to say the least. To say I didn't love the movie would be putting it lightly. I thought it was pretty generic and kind of throwaway, but the visuals were interesting and the audio was interesting as well in this release, so let's get into it. So unlike the first 4K release from Arrow Video, Flash Gordon, there is no slipcover for Pitch Black. I didn't get one in the mail, some other copies might have it, but that's just my experience. And so we have this front cover featuring Vin Diesel as Riddick, and then the back cover with some quotes, information, and other things. Then you open it up, got a pretty bare bones release here. Got some nice disc art here, featuring the same cover. Then we have a bonus booklet as well, featuring just some making of, some photos, some interviews, and here's just a list of what we've got going on in there. Another cool feature of this is there's reversible cover art, so here's the front and back of the normal version that it will be shipped with. And also we got the inverse of that, we got the red cover as well if you want to flip it over to that and utilize that cover. From a visual standpoint, this is an incredibly mixed bag. There are some scenes where the visuals are incredibly crisp, incredibly sharp, and it's showing off the great potential of 4K, because Arrow Video is a great company, so obviously they're going to do a good job. But other scenes, it looks incredibly washed out. There's way too much light and people's faces are completely glossed over. And it seems like some scenes have an interesting Instagram style filter over them to kind of make them look like they're happening in space, and it looks horrible. So it was weird from a visual standpoint, and then it really shines though in the second half of the movie where they're mostly in the dark, and hence the title Pitch Black, and that's when the movie really takes advantage of the HDR, the high dynamic range. You can see everything going on in the black, and that's essential for this movie, otherwise you're just left wondering what's going on. So from a visual standpoint, I would give it like a C. If it didn't have those early scenes where it looks like everything's washed out, it'd be much better from a visual standpoint. Now for audio in Pitch Black, we just have a normal DTS 5.1 mix, and that's adequate. I mean, most people don't have a system that can fully utilize Dolby Atmos. Sure, I'd like to see it on a 4K release, especially when they went in and did an entirely new scan of this movie. I feel like doing a Dolby Atmos track would have served it pretty well, because there are some scenes where the monsters are kind of roaming around dark corridors, and having Dolby Atmos on that would really help to hear everything going around. But the 5.1 is fine, that's standard for Blu-ray releases, so on a nice $20 4K title, I would have appreciated a Dolby Atmos track, but I understand why it wasn't here. This wasn't a really high budget title. So as it currently stands, Pitch Black will run you about 20 bucks, and Arrow Video is a great company, so I'm not going to knock them at all, but is this worth 20 bucks? Not by a long shot. The movie's not that great. The transfer is okay, and the audio is just fine. So I would wait for a sale on this if it ever happens, because normally there aren't really a lot of sales on Arrow Video titles. If it hits 15 bucks or especially 10 bucks, you can pick up this 4K release, but I would say wait on it on release day. 20 bucks is just a bit too much for Pitch Black on 4K. So what do you think of the movie Pitch Black? Are you going to pick up the 4K release, or are you going to stick with your Blu-ray or DVD copy? Let me know in the comments. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Thank you so much for the support. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you?